Hi, how's it going? All right. So, I've been watching some videos on millennials. Now, a millennial is someone who was born 1984 or earlier, or later, I guess. Yeah, later. 1984 or later. So, under 33 years old or so. 1984 or later. So, there's all this talk about millennials, and especially with like the new presidential election that happened. The millennials are finding their voice in the political world, and they feel that there are some things that don't work for them. Like this doesn't work for me. So I am not a millennial by those definitions, but some might say a millennial is 1980s and later. For me, when I was in school, the first like basic computer came out. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have Twitter or any of those things. So I want to say it was not like the millennials, like my kid or anyone that's like 10 years younger than me, that is like in the early 20s right now. Very different. They had cell phones, they had computers in their school, and that's what they got used to immediately. So in a way, I feel like I'm right along with the millennials, but at the same time, I feel like I'm displaced from them because I've always been like the youngest person in the job site. I work construction, so youngest person in the job site. So I had their ethics and their work ethics. I had their morals, and that was what was pushed on me. The baby boomer mindset was pushed on me, and I adopted it. And it did make me stronger. I definitely understand the strength of the baby boomers, where they believe that the millennials are weak because they don't try because they're lazy, or they give up, or they're moody, or they have too many feelings, or whatever. Like, I understand that, but kind of seeing both those sides of the spectrum, I have to say that baby boomers are definitely touchy. Very, very, very touchy. And the way that they react is in a now, and nowadays, the way that baby boomers react, it's unacceptable. So a lot of baby boomers are isolating themselves into this little tiny cocoon, and they're getting angry, and it's kind of funny to me. You see, the best in the world at everything right now are basically millennials. Like, they're the best at everything. They're healthier, they're smarter, they're faster at everything. But there's fewer of them because so many of them are so smart that they understand that they don't have to take the little role in life. Let me explain. So when I was 18, I didn't have the internet. I didn't have Google. But nowadays, kids that are 18, they have the internet, they have Google. Right now, today, if I wanted to bake a 7-layer lasagna, I don't own a single recipe book. But if I wanted to bake a 7-layer lasagna, I could go on Google, I could look up the recipe, I could get a list of ingredients, go to the store, get them. I could even order them on the internet, and they could be waiting for me at the store when I get there. I could go get the ingredients, come back, bake it up easily. Like, I know how to do that. I could watch a YouTube video on how to grease the pan just right and everything, and I've never, ever done that before in my life. The average 14-year-old to 18 to 30-year-old knows that they can do that. We don't need to be taught that. We don't have to be given a lesson on that. And it goes, it's the same with a lot of things out in life, in the world. The things that baby boomers have made careers on. We can find it, learn it, study it, utilize it, and get every single angle on it through the internet in a matter of minutes. And yeah, does that make us lazy? Yeah, it also makes us technologically advanced, though, too. Like, we can learn to do that shit. Where'd you learn how to do that? Well, I Googled it. You know, it's not that hard. So, there's like a, why should I work and do this for a baby boomer when really it isn't going to profit me as it could if the baby boomer were out of the picture. It's like they're in our way. So that's the problem. So you're going to have baby boomer, or you're going to have millennials who don't want to go out and get involved in the baby boomers world because things are already all screwed up and it isn't their fault. And they know that they can do the same job as a baby boomer, but the baby boomer has their job not because they're better at it than them, but because of seniority, because they've been there longer, because just the pecking order of the company, because they're just the ones left over still. So they get the boss position, even though they might not actually be talented or knowledgeable or have the capability and education to find the answer that they need instantaneously. So it's a tricky subject. There's millions and millions of millennials out there who want to make a difference in the world, but they don't want to work for the baby boomers. So, I think that there's this game where millennials are waiting it out. They're going to wait and see. They're going to wait until the baby boomers phase themselves out. And then they'll come in, and there's just going to be, this amazing revolution politically, economically, industrially, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be our world soon, and it's going to be better. So that was my rant. Just wanted to say that. And hashtag dump Trump.